Hi. So for today's video, I thought I could bring a tarot reading for this channel for the first time, maybe last, but I don't know. Let's see how that goes. So I really hope it resonates with somebody, even if it's just me. Who knows? And for this first tarot reading, I thought it would be nice bringing a love reading. One thing I'd like to add before we get started is I know that sometimes people who are looking for love readings are sometimes looking for hidden meanings or clinging to a hope. I think it's good to cling to a hope, but I felt like saying that love is very obvious. Okay, I'm not gonna develop it any further, but love can be very obvious. So let's get started. I am gonna make only two groups. This is a collective reading, so it might not exactly resonate with your scenario if you're watching it, but I hope the general energy does. And I'm gonna make only two groups, so the idea is you're gonna pick one of the groups and you will watch this part of the video. I'm gonna put the timings in the description or in the comments section. So you're going to pick one of the two cards I'm separating. So let's see. I'm excited. So we have here the Two of Pentacles for group 1 and Ace of Spades for group 2. We have here Two of Pentacles and Ace of Spades. Okay, so I separated here some questions for us to guide our reading. So first question is already the energy I pulled. So what's the energy between us? And it came the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles here might be talking about some person. I'm not saying they are feeling this, but you might be feeling a vibe from this person indicating a non-committal vibe, a having other priorities vibe, other than you. Because, or maybe an indecisiveness, at least an indecisiveness, I'd say, from this person. Because can you see here, this man, he's just like, I like you, but I like you as well. It might be a person that is unavailable in general. That's the energy I'm getting. A person who is too busy for you. This kind of vibe. But let's see. And I'm not saying this is I'm not saying your person is unavailable. Okay, I'm saying this is the vibe you're getting. This is what you're feeling. This is the energy I'm sensing. from this connection right now, and I'm also not saying things cannot change. Okay? Everything can change. What I'm gonna I hadn't even made the question, so I'm gonna return the question. How do you really feel about your person? I think this is a nice question because sometimes we get so focused in finding out what they feel, but it's also important to do this inner work, you know. So, how do this person really feel about the person they're thinking of? The Eight of Cups. I feel like you might be feeling a little bit out of hope, as if it's a sensation of I've done what I could and now I'm letting go. You see this image here? And the cups cards, they symbolize, basically they symbolize feelings. They're connected to water, and water in astrology kind of represents your feelings. So it's not just that you're letting go. I feel like what this card is telling is that you feel like you're letting go emotionally. Because sometimes we don't step back from people um, in our daily activities. Sometimes we still need to see them, or sometimes you don't want to cut off your dynamic, but in the inside, you're feeling, you're starting to detach and feeling disconnected. How do you feel when you guys are together? Because this is how you've been feeling right now, how you are feeling right now, but how it is when the two of us are together. The King of Cups. So, like, concerning to this person, whether you are with them or whether we're talking about the times where you guys are together or the times where you're not together and you're just thinking about this person, I feel like there's a lot of feeling involved from your part, at least. I had to stop and think for a while because I remembered something I saw this week, and I'm already going to talk about it. But basically, the King of Cups is a person that's so emotionally mature, um, and he's so deeply in love. So I really totally get how you feel when you're with this person. I feel like you you have the most genuine sense of love and being loved as well, because the King of Cups um, wouldn't put himself in a position of not receiving what he deserves as as well. So this person might not be displaying themselves as the most available person as well, but I feel like something that might be making you cling to a hope, which is what I was talking about before we got started, is because when you guys are together, it does feel amazing. and you feel seen, and you feel taken care of, and you also are, and you're also able to take care of them. So there's all that. How you really feel when you guys are together is you feel deeply in love with this person. You think this person is awesome. Okay. Now, what's the greatest strength of this relationship? Whether you are in a whether you're dating or not, what's the greatest strength in this relationship? Oh, one thing I'd like to add, the thing I was thinking about when I saw the King of Cups. Can you believe it? Just this week, I was watching a video of a tarot reader talking about all the kings and about the King of Cups. She said he has a connection with the myth of Orpheus. You know, I'm gonna um, leave it written in the description box or in the comment section, because I don't feel like I know enough about it for me to make a connection. But if you research about it, you're certainly going to find something. It might be insightful for you. Yeah. So what's the greatest strength of this relationship? The Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands Wands represents the element of fire. So I feel like there is a connection with that. So with something dynamic in a summarized and simplified version of it. But you see here, the Four of Wands represents a celebration. Okay, so it's a reunion, and having this card coming as the biggest strength of this relationship, I think it represents how much you feel like home in this dynamic. You feel like you can be yourself. But one thing that's really catching my attention in this card here, because feeling at home and feeling comfortable are the most obvious meanings from the for the Four of Wands. But what's really catching my attention here is how they seem to be celebrating something, the two of them. So everything is ornamented. They have flowers on their hands. They are dressed up. So you might feel like it's a having this person is a reward, and I think that's beautiful. I'd say your biggest strength in this relationship is how you guys value each other's companies and cherish this. So what's the biggest challenge you guys are going through? Let's see. What's the biggest challenge this person is going through with with their loved one. The death. Okay. Sometimes I know people, even me, get scared when they get the death card involving something they love. But I feel that here it is not necessarily the end of the relationship. So the death card talks about closure or ending something specific and the revival of a new thing. So it might not be the end of the relationship. I think it's more of, I mean, I don't know, but it might be related to the end of a certain dynamic that's been the greatest challenge of your guys' relationship. Perhaps you've already said that you need them to be more available, for example, that you need more closeness and they're not giving you that, perhaps. But this is being stressful, at least challenging. It's been for the both of you guys, because I asked about the dynamic. And that's it. I cannot specify what kind of end and what kind of revival is happening here, because I really don't know. But I think that's it. Now, what does my partner need? Sorry, what does your partner needs from you right now? What does their partner needs from them? The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man talks about a new way of seeing things, about new perspectives, which I think that's curious, because we've started this reading with the feeling, with us talking about how you've been feeling like they're unavailable or they're always busy, but I'm not saying it's not an excuse, but it might not be an excuse. And they might be needing you to understand their side as well. The hanged man also talked about us being patient and trusting the process. This is not something you need to do. Each one knows how much they can take, and you don't have to take something you don't want to, that you don't see that it's worth your time and your patience. You really don't have to. But if you're gonna insist in this dynamic, I feel like they might need you to bear with them and be patient. Don't know exactly what's going on, like I said, but and what do you need from this person? You might know what you want, but what do you really need from this person right now? The Ten of Cups. I so much love this card. The Ten of Cups speaks about a feeling of accomplishment. I'm gonna show you this card. There's a family, there's a rainbow. The tens in tarot cards, they represent a closure, you know? And this is such a beautiful closure because it's again the cups cards. So one thing I noticed here is that we had three three questions about you. Specifically, the other ones were about either your person or the dynamic of the relationship. In all the cards we got from you up to this moment, all of them were cup cards. So I feel like you're deeply connected to this person. You're deeply invested, emotionally speaking, to this person. What you need from them is proximity. You need their love and you need their time. I feel like what you really need is them being there. I feel like that's what you really need. What do you need to do in order to tighten your bond? The Knight of Wands. I feel like from this card, and I'm gonna connect it to what your person needs from you. The Knight of Wands is someone chill, it's someone lighthearted. The Knight of Wands is a I'll go with the flow sort of person, and he's excited about life, his adventures. That's the vibe. But what he's not too clingy to the person. And I'm not telling, if you're gonna take that into consideration, I'm not telling you to perform in any ways, but to fully try to not let go, but try to be light about it, about this situation, about this dynamic. He's light about it, and I feel like that's going to be good both for your person but also for yourself. And I think that's it. I hope I could be able to help you guys clarify some things, and I'm wishing you guys the best. That's it. Hello, group 2. So you must be noticing I'm in a different scenario, not scenario, but I'm in a different time of the day. So what happened was I was recording your reading last night and I ran out of battery. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it tomorrow because your reading, I was 3 cards. I had already picked 3 cards, and I was feeling things were not right. So we're gonna start over and let's see, maybe it will appear something similar, maybe not, let's see. And the cards were the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. And I felt something was wrong, and then the battery, I ran out of battery. So I feel like we should really start over. But you picked the Ace of Spades, and for this reading, I'm gonna pick 8 cards, which each card will answer 1 question. So I'm gonna make 8 questions, so 8 cards. This first card is representing right now what's the energy between you and the person you're thinking about. And it's the Ace of Spades. And the Ace of Spades, it can talk about a new idea. So it might be someone new, But what I feel the most from this in this scenario is that there is a clarity of communication between you and your person. And I think that's really nice. I feel like there is a certain transparency between you guys or you girls. So the swords, they talk about the mind. So the swords would be what in astrology is the air element. So it's that mind, the mind thing. It might be the sort of person who you don't feel um, afraid. You don't feel like you have to walk on eggshells to tell them things that need to be told. So I feel that from this, the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Swords might also be, Ace of Spades. It might also be talking about a aha moment, when something happens, you go, aha. It might be that something has recently happened between you guys and you're feeling this way, and the person is feeling this way. But I think what stays the most from this is clarity. It's open communication between you guys. And I feel like that's great, really. So, let's see. For the next question, I'm gonna pick a card asking, how do you really feel about your person? Because sometimes we feel so focused on the other person, but I think it's important for us to understand ourselves as well. Sometimes it's more important even to understand ourselves than the other person, really. So how do this person feels about the person they're thinking about? The Eight of Swords. I feel from this like you might be feeling sort of trapped, or you feel paralyzed somehow. Not, and I don't mean trapped by the person. I mean, I think you feel stuck on a certain dynamic or in a certain mindset. I think here it's more about a mindset. You feel stuck in a certain mindset, and this might be being a struggle for you guys. You see this person here, they are stuck, they are trapped, they are blindfolded, but it doesn't seem to me like this is something strong that's holding them, or they're not chains, they're not chains. Whenever I see the Ace of Swords, I feel like this person here, they could get out. And I'm not saying you are doing it on purpose. Sorry. And I don't mean you feel stuck in a certain mindset on purpose. What I mean is, it might not be a concrete problem that you're facing. It might not be. I didn't do it for the other group, but I'm gonna pick a second card to answer this question because I want to know more about how you're feeling. How is this person feeling about the person they're thinking about? The Six of Swords. So we just have swords so far. Okay, so there are people going to a land, and beautiful land. The Six of Swords represents someone, like the feeling of when you move away from a struggle. So I feel like with this person you might feel uh like they're not the solution for your problems, but I believe you feel hopeful about this person. You feel hopeful near this person, even though you still struggle letting go of the place where they parted from. You see, they parted from a bad place, they're going to a better place, but you still feel you still have wounds. That's the thing. So now I'm understanding it better. I didn't mean to laugh about you. I didn't laugh about you. I'm sorry. I'm happy because I understood. I think I'm getting the situation here. Mm, Now let's move on. How do you feel when you guys are together? So not just in general, but how do you feel when you guys are spending time together? Let's see. Okay, guys, there's a construction happening in front of my house. It was not. It's like just now. I think I'm gonna keep going and I'll see if the other is too bad. I'm gonna see what I'll do after. But when you're with this person, you feel like the page of pentacles. The pages, they are youthful energies compared to the knight or to the queen and king. So that's the vibe. I feel like you feel intrigued by this person. You feel like they're something to be studied, not in a creepy way, okay? But you see how this page is looking at his coin with admiration. I feel like that's how you feel with this person. You know, when you meet someone and you feel like, so, like, tell me more about you. I want to know more about you. And I think you feel intrigued with this person in a good way. You feel curious about them and you feel genuinely interested in knowing more about them. And I think that's really nice. Okay, so moving on to our next question. What's the greatest strength of this relationship? What is the Knight of Wands? Okay, the Knight of Wands, it talks about excitement about life. I feel like the biggest strength of this connection is that you guys feel a little bit of this Page of Pentacles vibe. But it's different. You guys feel excited about each other and about getting to know each other. And the ones represent fire, the fire element in astrology, if you understand a little bit from that. So, and you mean they're ones, you know? So it might be also talking about a sexual desire or a sexual connection, but I don't feel like this is the biggest strength. Like it might be a bonus, but I believe the biggest strength is that lust for life you guys feel about each other. You know, there might be a kind of impulsive sort of energy here. But it's that good impulse. It's the impulse of when you're, I'm not saying you're in love, but that impulse you feel when you're in love and excited about someone or something. What's the biggest challenge you guys are going through right now? What's the biggest challenge you guys are going through right now? The Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands, I think I mentioned it. It was one of the cards that I picked yesterday. I believe this could be talking about certain things that I'm gonna explore right now. So, it might be talking about one of you or both of you feeling not emotionally supported or not emotionally validated. I think it could be this. And the Six of Wands, it talks about victories or appearances, recognition. So perhaps things involved with this. That's why I thought of validation. It might also be that one of you or both of you are feeling fearful, like fear of things not working out, and this might be being a struggle. So you guys probably have challenges, as there are challenges in any relationship and dynamic, but perhaps the anticipation, the anxiety is being a struggle right now for you guys. The belief that, oh, things are not going to work out anyways, so why am I gonna try? Or perhaps they believe it. I think Martin, I believe perhaps a certainty that things are not gonna work out well. Uh, Perhaps something involving your guys' egos, and this could be many things. So, not accepting you're wrong or the other person, not accepting being wrong, not accepting feedbacks from the other person, or maybe there are some unrealistic expectations going on here. I see many things that can be going on, and this is a general reading, so I don't have any information, and I feel like I should um say all that I'm seeing. What does your person needs from you right now? The Two of Pentacles. This card came for the general vibe of group 1, so the general energy that was going on group 1. You see how there's a balance here. It is giving attention to one side, but it's also giving attention to the other side. I feel like your person might be needing some flexibility on your part. Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps you've been setting some boundaries, even because perhaps, I don't know, that perhaps you've been setting some boundaries with the things we've already talked about with the 6 and 8 of swords. And maybe your person needs you to be more flexible about them. Maybe your person needs you to start considering more balance, putting more balance into, I don't know what, perhaps your time, perhaps the dynamic of the relationship itself. Perhaps your person wants you guys to work together as a team because it's the Two of Pentacles. Perhaps they need you right now to have patience with them. And there's the energy of two. So I feel like this person needs you guys to work together and sort whatever struggle you guys might face in this connection. What do you need from this person? I think this is a very nice question because, like I said, sometimes we focus on the other person very much, but understanding ourselves is the best thing. So what does the person that's watching me need from the person that they like or that they're thinking of? What do you need from this person? The strength. Here I feel like you might have been a misunderstood person in your past, or you might at the present moment feel misunderstood at some points. Even because of the things that happened to you. People might perceive you as being someone tough. I'm not saying you are not, neither that you are. But this might be how people perceive you, or perhaps as a closed person, at least. This is for some people, okay? But I feel like you want someone who is willing to get to know you for who you are, not for what happened to you, not for the wounds you carry, but for who you are and your needs right now. You don't want, you need right now, I think, someone who is willing to get to know you and love and embrace you for who you are, to give you affection for who you are, who really sees you, who doesn't just look at you, but who stops and sees you and caresses you. I think that's what you need from this person. I don't know if you're getting it, but I feel like that's what you need. There is a quote, I don't remember who quoted it. I can leave it in the description box or in the comments. This quote it goes like, tell me every horrible thing you've ever done and let me love you anyways. I'm not saying you did horrible things, but I feel like you need someone who will love you despite and above it all that happened to you. Despite how, and not only bad stuff, despite how amazing you be, despite how successful you might be. You want someone who will stop by, who will give you their time, and who will pay attention. And about the regular meaning of the Strength card, it usually means like overcoming challenges, finding balance. I'm not saying it's true, but perhaps you believe that for being with you, the person might need to be prepared for what comes with it. I think this might be a little bit what it's talking about here. It's the thing that most caught my attention when I saw this card in this context here is how tender she's being with this lion, which we feel afraid of, which is something we don't want to get involved with. What you need right now is someone who is willing to overcome challenges with you. And I really believe there are people like that for you. I really believe it. Okay, so now for our last question. We have, what steps can you take to tighten your bonds with this person? If that's what you want. So what steps can you take to tighten your bonds with this person? The Four of Cups. I swear I was about to say we hadn't had any Cups card. No problem with that, I just found it interesting. Okay. The Four of Cups can talk about boredom or an absence of emotional interest. You see how this character is bored? There's a cloud coming out of nowhere, uh, offering him a golden cup. There are plenty of other golden cups in front of him, and he's like, oh. I believe that there might be a feeling of disconnection on your part, or at least on their part, perhaps both. I'm gonna say things that are coming to my mind, okay? Perhaps you have been unconsciously taking this person for granted. Perhaps, I don't know. Um, or you've been expressing yourself in a way that doesn't make your person feel loved. I think that being present could tighten your bond with this person. Like putting effort into being more present. I think that connected with what we've seen already. Your biggest strength came as the Six of Wands, right? There might be a fear of things falling apart on one of the parts, or perhaps both of the parts. One thing curious, in my opinion, about the Four of Cups coming up is that the overall vibe of your connection came as the Ace of Spades. So I feel like there is an open communication between you guys. I don't feel like if you were to express yourself, for example, if you are the person feeling taken for granted, which I don't think you are, but if you are, there is an open communication between you guys. I don't feel like it would be a problem telling the other person about it. So I feel like you have open ways to address this issue. Perhaps you've already been told about this sensation. Perhaps you know of it. Perhaps you know what to do to tighten your bonds already. But you're not doing it because of this. I don't have, I think, much of a advice because I don't know what I can take even an advice card. I might. I'm gonna take an advice card. Okay. I believe that little here is about your person. Perhaps, perhaps you have been wanting to feel taken care of. And perhaps you haven't been. But I feel like a lot here is coming from these struggles you hold. And yeah, the way to tighten your bond would be if you would be willing to address this scenario and make a move, um, make a move that shows vulnerability and proximity, because your person might feel like you're bored or you're not interested at all. Not at all, but you're overall not interested, not as interested as they are. We could ask, I'm gonna ask, how how does the person you're thinking about feel about you? You didn't ask it, did you? We did. And perhaps this has something to do with the Two of Pentacles, because I believe they need your attention. I think things might be feeling unbalanced on their part, but let's see. How how is your person feeling about you? The Page of Wands. Like I said, the pages, they hold a youthful energy with them. It might be a younger person, not necessarily, but I believe, you know the song So High School by Taylor Swift? They might feel like this with you. I think they feel passionate about you. Like, so in love. We're also again talking about wands, so I believe there's a strong sexual desire here. So yeah, I believe that's the vibe. They feel passionate about you. And it's a page, it holds that youthful energy, like I've already said 1,000 times. They might feel a desire, therefore, to take action. Even because it's a fire, like it's connected to the fire element in astrology. So that's why they could be feeling left aside somehow, because they might be like wanting to do 1,000 things, and you're like this. I'm not criticizing you. I know you have your context and your reasons, but they might be feeling this. Now I'm gonna grab a card for an advice for you. And this advice is not focused in you getting this person, not focused in you working your things with this person, because I believe you like them and perhaps want to build something with them, but maybe not. So what's the advice for this person that's watching this video concerning the person they're thinking about and what they intend with this person? The Lovers. I don't know if I could show this picture, this card. I think it's okay. You might want to consider making choices with your heart right now. We had, I think, 2 or more swords cards, and they are connected to the mind. Even your general connection, it was a sword card, but you might right now need to make decisions based on your heart and on your feelings. You might need to nurture this connection if you want it to. I mean, I didn't ask advice for anything specifically, for any message, for any intentions specifically. It's for the intention of your heart. And what we got was nurture this connection. In this card, we have portrayed Adam and Eve. We have the tree. We have the snake. There's everything. So it was a hell of a situation that happened. We all know that. But it's a hell of a situation that they went through together. That's something you might want to consider right now. Okay, so thank you very much for watching it, if anyone did. I hope this video has spoken to somebody, and yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. And I hope everything goes great with your situation.